In this lecture, we will discuss Elastic Beanstalk, a web application hosting platform offered by Amazon. So, without delay, let me give you brief overview what we will discuss today. Firstly, we will see what an Elastic Beanstalk is, and then we will discuss certain feature of Elastic Beanstalk. After that, we will discuss some component of Beanstalk. Thereafter, we will discuss architecture of Elastic Beanstalk, and at last, we will do some hands-on Elastic Beanstalk. Actually, there is a lab of Elastic Beanstalk, and I will give that lab in description box. Okay. On that lab, we deploy an application on Elastic Beanstalk for practical understanding of concept. So let's get started. What an Elastic Beanstalk is? If I have to define Elastic Beanstalk and Amazon terminology, then it is a platform as a service. Mark the word, that is platform as a service, where we can deploy our application which we might have developed with programming language like Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, and many other familiar servers such as Apache, Tomcat, Messenger. The definition which I just mentioned seem to have a lot of technical terms. We'll try to figure out what Elastic Beanstalk is in simple word. Now take a real-time example. If you want a computer, well, we have two way to get at it first. At first, we go to computer warehouse. Computer warehouse is a place where we have different component of computer laid out in front of us, like we have CPU, motherboard, router, disk driver, module, and many other components. We can choose which component we need and assemble them and form a new computer according to our requirement. And this is the situation when we try to deploy an application without using Elastic Beanstalk, where we try to develop application by ourselves. We will have a list of tasks which we need to do, like we might have to decide on how powerful we want our EC2 instance to be. Then we have to choose a suitable storage and infrastructure stack for our application. We might have to install substrate surface for monitoring and security purpose as well. But in option B, we can visit an electronic retail store which has a pre-configured computer laid out in front of us. Let us say we are a machine learning, or especially we are working on graphic designing, that in machine learning, especially for CNN algorithm, there we required GPU, and graphic we need GPU. Okay, for that we need a modern graphical user interface install on it, and we have to do a specific, we need to discuss only that this is the specific requirement I need, and still person walk out with a computer for us. Well, I personally prefer this option. This is similar to the situation where we are trying to deploy an application using Elastic Beanstalk. When we use Elastic Beanstalk to develop our application, all we have to do is concentrate on our code, and rest task, that is installing EC2 instance, auto scaling group, maintaining security and monitoring, is done by Elastic Beanstalk. That is the beauty of Elastic Beanstalk. So let's go back and took at the definition again and see if we will able to understand this time or not. Okay, well, Elastic Beanstalk is a platform as a service, that is PaaS, where developers just have to upload their application, load balancing, auto scaling, and application health monitoring. All are it is done by automatically by Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, now let's try to understand Beanstalk as a platform as a service is beneficially to app developer. And I know that what if you know very well that what in platform as a service, but let's try to refresh what we know about platform as a service in cloud computing service. It's provide us a platform where we can deploy and host our application. Elastic Beanstalk make the process of app development much more fun and less complex, and I have given 5 points to prove that firstly, why Elastic Beanstalk is more fun or easy, not make more complex or less complex. That it offer quicker development. Suppose we are developing an app by ourselves, then we will have to do a lot of tasks by ourselves, like we might have to decide on EC2 instance, choose a suitable storage and infrastructure stack, as well as installing auto scaling group as well, and then we might have to install subtract surface for monitoring and security purpose. Well, this will take quite a lot of time, but if we have used platform as a service to develop our application, then all we have to do is develop a proper code for our application. Rest will be handled by platform as a service or Elastic Beanstalk. In this case, which make the entire process of app development much more faster. Now, secondly, Elastic Beanstalk simplify entire app development process. Like the set our developer have to do is concentrate on developing a good code for their application. Rest like monitoring and server storage networking, it etc. and managing virtualization operating system database is done by Elastic Beanstalk. We simplify the entire process for developer using platform as a service to deploy our application, make entire app development process more cost effective. If we are trying to deploy by ourselves, then we might have to install separate surface for monitoring and security purpose, and I am sure for that we have to pay a lot of extra money. But if we are using an Elastic Beanstalk to deploy our application, it will provide all this additional software such as package, and we have to avoid paying unnecessary operating cost. Also, Elastic Beanstalk offer multi-tenant architecture. Multi-tenant means create distinct isolated environment within a single physical storage, such as a virtual machine, server or cloud platform. That is a multi-tenant architecture. Okay, Beanstalk offer multi-tenant architecture. By that I mean it make it easy for user to share their application on different device, and that too with high security. When I say high security, platform as a service will provide us detailed report regarding our application usage, different people or user who are trying to access our application as well. But this information can be sure that our application is not under any cyber threat. And finally, platform as a service, we can option where we can know if the user who is using our application is getting better experience out for of it or not. With platform as a service, we can collect feedback. We can collect feedback at different stage of our app development, like during the development stage, like testing stage, like production stage, design stage. By doing so, we will have a report regarding how our application is performing at every level, and we can make improvement if needed. So this is how platform as a service like Elastic Beanstalk make it easy for developer to develop an all-round perfect app. We will be able to relate to this point when we try to deploy an application using Elastic Beanstalk in later part of this session. We will understand how Elastic Beanstalk is beneficially to app developer in market. There are quite a lot of application hosting platform which are providing platform as a service. Okay, now let's see various application hosting platform providing PaaS, platform as a service. First, we have something called OpenShift. It is a web hosting platform offered by Red Hat. Then we have Google App Engine, which we all know. Actually, before AWS, I always prefer Google App Engine because it is more easy. That in Amazon we have to register, give our debit card or credit card details, that and they deduct some money. But in Google App Engine, it is much easier, I think. And when I was not a AWS educator, I'm using Google App Engine. Even I developed my app on Google App Engine, first app. Okay, it is, yes, it is also correct that Amazon provide lots of other services, but Google App Engine is also up to mark. I like Google App Engine also. Okay, then we all know Selingo at this platform as a service where we can develop, deploy our application, and just 2 minutes apparently will provide us production ready environment where all we have to do is deploy our application code. Then we have Python Anywhere. It is especially for Python. It doesn't online it is doesn't online integrated platform and web hosting service as well, but based on Python language. Okay, this is only based on Python language. Then we have Elastic Beanstalk offered by Amazon, and thereafter we have Azure App Service by Microsoft and many other. Okay, Azure, we can see that Elastic Beanstalk is using uh, capturing most part of the market, but Google App Engine is on second position. It is also, as I discussed, it is very good, and uh, I like Google App Engine also, which is a web hosting platform. Amazon, okay, which is web hosting. Now that we have basic understanding of Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, uh, now we will discuss some features of Elastic Beanstalk. Mostly all the features are similar to the one which we discussed earlier, like Elastic Beanstalk makes an app development process more faster and simpler for a developer. Moreover, all developer has to do is concentrate on developing code. Rest of the configuration details and managing and monitoring details will be handled by Elastic Beanstalk. Also, Elastic Beanstalk automatically scale up our AWS resource which we have been assigned to our application by Elastic Beanstalk based on our application specific need. But there is one feature which is specific to Elastic Beanstalk. Suppose we have developed an application using Elastic Beanstalk, but now we want to make change to the configuration which we have already assigned to our application by Elastic Beanstalk. Through Beanstalk is a platform as a service. It provides us with an option where we can change the pre-assigned configuration like we do in infrastructure as a service. Well, if you remember, we are trying to use infrastructure as a service to deploy an application. We will have full control over AWS resource in EC2. Similar, Beanstalk also provide us with full control over our AWS resources, and we have access to the underlying resources at any time. The component of Elastic Beanstalk. We will discuss Beanstalk little deeper. First, we will discussing few components of Elastic Beanstalk. When we will have a look at this architecture, let us see what we have. First, we have something called application. Suppose we have decided to do a project. So what we do, we go ahead and create a separate folder on our personal computer which is dedicated to our project. Let's say our project need Apache server, SQL database, and platform software like Eclipse. So we will install all these software and install them in the folder which is dedicated to our project, so that we will it will be easy for us to access whenever we need all the software. Similar, when we try to deploy an application on Elastic Beanstalk, Beanstalk will create a separate folder which is dedicated to our application, and in AWS term this folder is what we call an application. If I have to define folder or application in technical term, then it is a collection of different components like environment, our application, and version, environment, configuration. Now let's try to understand each of these components one by one. We have something called application version. Okay, application version, we have written a code, stored in the file, and deploy this code on Elastic Beanstalk, and our application has been successfully launched. But now we want to make certain change to the code. So what we do, we go ahead and open the file, make change to it, save it, and then again deploy on Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk again successfully launch our application. So we have two version of our application. Now it's just a copy of our application code, but this different change, and Elastic Beanstalk will provide us with an option where we can upload different version of application without even deleting the previous version. Okay, then we have something called environment. Environment is a place where we actually run our application when we try to launch an Elastic Beanstalk environment. Beanstalk start assigning various AWS resources like EC2 instance, auto scaling group, load balancer, security group to our application. The point which we have to remember is, at a single point of time, environment can run only single version of our application, but Elastic Beanstalk will provide us with an option where we can create multiple environment for single application. Suppose I want different environment for different stages of my app. Like I want an environment for development stage, one for production stage, and one for testing stage. I can go ahead and do that, create a different environment for different stages of my application. And suppose we have same version of different version of our application installed on all these environment. It's possible to run all this application version at same time. I hope that clear. Well, we will understand them practically when we try to deploy an application in later part of the session. Then we have something called environment tire. When we try to launch an Elastic Beanstalk environment, Elastic Beanstalk asks us to choose among two environment tiers, which are web server environment and worker environment. If we want to our application to handle HTTP request, then we will choose web server environment. And if we want our application to handle background task, that is where worker environment come into the picture. So which to choose, either web server or worker environment, and how to work with them when we will try to deploy an application in later part. Now, at lastly, we have something called environment health. Based on how our application is running, Banstock report the health of our web server environment, and it uses different color to do so. For first, gray indicate that our environment is currently being updated and and we let's say we have installed one version and now we are trying to upload different version. Well, it's taking a lot of time, so that it is so gray color. It means our environment is still under updating process. Then we have green, which means that our environment has passed the recent health check. Then we have yellow, which means that our environment has failed one or more tasks, and red means they failed 3 or more health checking. Okay, now let's try to understand the architecture of Elastic Beanstalk. Like I said earlier, on when we are try to launch an Elastic Beanstalk environment, Beanstalk asks you to choose among two different environment tier. Firstly, we have web server environment. Web server environment usually handle HTTP request from client, and it has different component. Firstly, we have something called environment. We know what environment is. It is a place where we actually run our application, and Beanstalk provide us with an option where we can create multiple environment, and the main point is, at a point of this time, particular environment can run only one version of our application. Moving on, we have something called Elastic Load Balancer. Let's say our application is receiving a lot of requests. So what Elastic Load Balancer does is it distribute all the requests among different EC2 instances, so that all the requests are handled and no request is being delayed. What actually happen is, when we launch an environment or URL is created, and this URL is in the form of CNAME is made to point Elastic Load Balancer. CNAME is nothing but alternate name for our URL. So when our application receive request, all these requests are forwarded to Elastic Load Balancer, and this load balancer distributes these requests among EC2 instance of auto scaling group. Then we have auto scaling group. Well, if our web server is trying to handle lots of traffic, and it's having a scarcity of EC2 instance, then auto scaling group automatically install few more EC2 instance. Similarly, if traffic is very low, then it automatically terminate underused EC2 instance. Then we have EC2 instance. So whenever we are trying to launch an Elastic Beanstalk environment, Beanstalk will assign our application with a suitable EC2 instance. But the software stack, like the operating system, the server, and different software which are supposed to be installed on our instance, are decided by device called container type. For example, let's say my environment as a environment as a Apache Tomcat container. So what it does, it install Amazon Linux operating system, Apache web server and Tomcat software on my EC2 instance. Similarly, depending on our application requirement, it install different software stack on our EC2 instance. Then we have a software component called host manager, which run on every EC2 instance that has been assigned to our application. There is a host manager responsible for various tasks. Firstly, it will provide our detailed report regarding performance of our application. Then it provide instant level event. It monitor our application log file as well as it monitor our application server. We can view all these metrics log file and create various alarm on CloudWatch monitoring database dashboard. Then we have security group. Security group is like firewall to our instance. Not anybody can access our instance. It's just for security purpose. So Elastic Beanstalk has a default security group which allow client to access our application using port 80. We can define more security group if we need, and then Elastic Beanstalk also provide us with an option where we can define security group all our database for security purpose. Now, in as we discuss web server, now we will discuss Worker environment. First question that come to our mind is, what is worker? Well, suppose our web server has received a request from client, but on the way while it's trying to process that request, it has come across tasks which are consuming a lot of resource and taking a lot of time, because of which it's quite possible that our web servers might deny other requests. So what it does, it forward these requests to something called worker. These worker handle all these stuff on behalf of web server. So basically worker is a process that handle background tasks which are time intensive and resource intensive. And in addition, if we want we can use worker to send email notification, to generate matrix report and clean up database when we need it. Now let's try to understand why we need worker with the help of this example. Okay, so I have a client. He has made a request to a web server, and the web server has accepted the request and it start processing the request. But while it's processing the request, it come across the switch are taking a lot of time. Meanwhile, this client has request or sent another request to web server. Since web server is still processing the first request, it deny second request. So what is the result of this? As the performance and the number of requests accepted by web server is that strictly decreases. Alternately, let's say a client has made a request and our web server accept it and it start processing the request, and again it come across tasks which are doing a lot of time. This time what it does, it transfer or it pass all these tasks to the worker, our environment, and this worker environment will handle all these stuff and request. one is successfully completed. Meanwhile, if it receive a second request, since it has completed processing request one, it will accept request to I2. I hope the scenario was clear. We will all are doing by installing work environment is we are avoiding spending lot of time on single request. Now we know what web server environment is and worker environment is, and why we need two different type of work environment, two different environment in elastic band stock. Okay, now we will has to some way that this web server. Now we will discuss how these two, that is web server and work environment, will communicate to each other. Okay, can we pass web server environment tasks to worker environment? Let's see how. So we have our web server environment. It has received a request, and while processing it as encountered tasks which are taking a lot of time. So what it does, it create an SQS message. SQS is nothing but a simple queue message is offered by Amazon. So this SQS message is then put into the queue, and the different requests are arranged based on priority in this SQS. Meanwhile, when we are trying to install worker environment, Elastic Beanstalk has installed something called daemon. What daemon does is it pull SQS message from SQS queue, and then it send the task to web application which is running on worker environment. As a result or as a response to this Beanstalk application, handle all the tasks and respond with an HTTP response option. So this is how the entire process of handling tasks, transferring, and then handling does go on. Okay, and next we have a client has to made a request to web server, but the web server encountered with tasks which are time consuming and resource consuming. Okay, then so it passes this request to SQS. Okay, and SQS queue, and when we try to install worker environment, there is a daemon which pull out all this message and task to our application resolve all the task, and then it respond with a HTTP response option. So this is how our application communicate. Okay, and as I discussed in this lecture that we will do some practical work also. That practical work is defined under description box. There is a lab of Elastic Beanstalk. On that lab we deploy our code and generate a website. Okay, and if you want after taking this like theory part, you can go for that practical part also. And after that our next topic is storage. Okay, thank you.